This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there preaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. I'm the brother Dama Al-Gabar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I started with Revelation, the 12th chapter, and trust me, I don't intend on bringing the scripture out, but it just happens to come out a lot, through the, when I'm standing upon my watch and the information that I'm coming across. And, and as we tell you all the time, a lot of these scriptures we bring out, it seems very repetitive, but hey, that's how prophecy works. That's how the spirit works, and these prophecies and these scriptures are going to keep coming out until all things are going to be fulfilled. So if you find yourself, you always bring out that scripture, I heard that one. Well, you have to understand it's coming out that much because it applies. And we're definitely in these times to where this devil Esau Edom is getting ready to come down with great wrath, and we can see it all shaping and taking form. And he's literally putting it out there right in your face, that he is getting ready to come down with great wrath. All right. And the word for the devil here in Revelations 12 in the Greek is diabolos. It says someone that is prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely, a calumniator, a false accuser, metaphorically applied to a man. See, when we say that the so-called white man is the devil, this is what it means. We're not saying that he's the actual physical, because most people hear that when we say the word devil, they think of, a man with a pitchfork, all red with a goatee down in the middle of the earth, But actually, the word devil, it applies to a man. Like we say all the time, anybody can be the devil. Your wife can be acting and she can have the spirit of the devil. Your next door neighbor, your co-workers, anybody could be moving in the spirit of the devil. But we know the so-called white man Esau Edom is the ultimate devil because he fits these characteristics to a T. And everything about him, how he operates, how he lives, how he moves, how he thinks, his whole society, is all in the form of in a very devilish way. It says metaphorically applied to a man by opposing the cause of the Most High may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. And that's what Esau Edom does, man. And everything that he does, it's, a very devilish, man, slanderous, and intending to hurt. It's deceptive. You see? So it's telling you that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. Salak. All right, Salakia. All right. So, hey, the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. Let's look up this word wrath. Because, a lot of our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, a lot of you Jake are still playing games. You still think Esau is getting ready to play pity pat with you Jakes. He's getting ready to come. He's getting ready to come for blood, man. All right. And his new world order can't be established unless blood is shed, unless chaos ensues, unless there's more detentions, more people being locked away, more martial law, more of a police state, more, threats, more violence and chaos, famines, a police state, people being locked up, families being torn apart. These things are necessary in order for him to bring his new world order. This is why scriptures say when he says peace and safety, then sudden destruction is going to come. All right. So the word for wrath is thymos, dumas. It says passion, angry, heat, anger forthwith boiling up and soon subsiding again. It says glow, ardor, the wine of passion and flaming wine, which either drives the drinker mad or kills him with his strength. And in this case, it's going to inflame Esau with wrath, especially against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. Because as we know, Esau ultimately he's trying to get the birthright back. And like scripture tell you, he's had a perpetual hatred against you Israelites, talking about Esau and his descendants. And that's never changed. And now we're at the point to where, hey, He's getting ready to come down with that great wrath. And a part of his New World Order slogan is to expect no mercy, and especially on you tribes. Why you think all of these, we see all these ICE agents and this deportation issue taking place? And who is that being aimed at? First and foremost, these northern tribes, so-called Spanish-speaking tribes. And now it's being aimed at you so-called southern tribes, you so-called Negroes, you so-called black Americans here. You see, because Esau's getting ready to come down with great wrath, and he wants to get his birthright back. But first, he has to slay Jacob. He has to put you, put you down in the dirt in order for him to try to establish his, to gain his birthright back. But like I said, a lot of these jakes are playing games. You think this man is playing. Well, look at this. It says, meet the new national police force. All right. And who's the one that's bolstering and who's funding and putting this thing into place is Donald J. Trump, man, and his administration. You see, they're just being used by the elites to ultimately to purge you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's not going to stop. They just, well, I'm reading this article. They're funding their national police force basically to come up against you tribes. And pretty soon these these U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents is going to go further than just doing these deportations. Next is going to be, patrolling your neighborhoods, going in your communities, constantly having the presence of, a police force watching, bearing down upon you, man. And eventually, hey, they're going to come down with that great wrath, So you Jake better wake the hell up, man. And your only protection and our only help from this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And hopefully being under his wing and being part of his elect that's going to be delivered and saved and protected from this wrath that is coming down upon us, man. Because you Jakes don't have no army. You don't have no way to ultimately to defend yourself from what Esau has going. He's putting laws into place to where these things are going to be pretty much green lighted. All right. Something's going to happen to where they're going to have to declare martial law, where all of your so-called constitutional rights, the things that protect your speech, the things that protect you from being, unlawful seizures, that protects you from them having to have warrants to kick in your door or to profile you. Those things are going to be thrown out of the window pretty soon. And they're going to have the green light to, at any moment they see one of you Jakes, they're going to automatically have the right to just run up and to run up on you, man. Question you, pat you down, throw you in the paddy wagon and send you to one of these detention centers that are being built all around the country. And these devils are building up and funding it to be able to green light it. And there's going to be nothing you can do about it but try to fight back. But that's what they want you to do. You see, Esau is putting you, Jake, in a position to where you're going to have no choice but to fight back. But that's what he wants. He wants you to get engaged with him in a carnal battle that he knows he has the superiority. He has the high ground on. You see? And that's where a lot of you Jakes are going to get taken. You're going to get ravished and got by this damn devil because you made not Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai your salvation or, your shield and your buckler and the times before it really gets out of hand. So let's read some of this. It says the agency of mask-wearing officers who aren't afraid to smash windows, detain lawmakers, and pluck non-violent undocumented immigrants off the street is about to become the best funded federal police force, you see? And this is where things are going. This is what they ultimately want. Trump, like Nero, to have his own private army here in America. All right, to have the green light to be able to just get at you tribes, man, without having to worry about the consequences of law, not having to worry about, violating your rights or them. I guarantee you these ICE agents, they ain't wearing fucking body cam videos so that, their superiors can watch it in case they, cross the line. And like I said in previous videos, pretty soon they're talking about hiring thousands of more of these ICE agents who don't have to identify themselves, whose faces are going to be covered. Pretty soon, it ain't going to be telling. You're not going to be able to tell who the hell these ICE agents are. They could be UN troops. They could be foreign troops. Shit. A lot of these can be a lot of these good old boys that hate you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans with a passion that wants to make America great again, as these ICE agents who all have one thing in common: they hate you, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And now they're going to be getting paychecks to come in and to rough you up and beat the shit out of you and take their country back. You don't think they're going to be signed up for that? Jake, better wake the hell up, man. It says Immigration and Customs Enforcement has already been acting with impunity during President Donald Trump's second term. And it says here, get used to ICE. It says video of agents on horsebacks and in armored personnel vehicles in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles is striking both for its demonstrations of militarized power and for the total inability of the city mayors Karen Bass to do anything about it. You see, these devils are putting a total police force into place to where the mayors and governors of these cities don't have any say so. Hey, pretty soon you're going to start seeing a lot of mayors and these governors getting arrested if they interfere. So it's turned into a total police state, man, to where, not even your government officials or your mayors and city council members can stop it. You see? It says they need to leave, and they need to leave right now, she told reporters on the scene Monday. But Trump administration officials feel no need to listen to local authorities in a city like Los Angeles. Better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon, El Centro Border Patrol Sector Chief Gregory Bovino told Fox News on Monday, reporting to Bass that new normal may come as a shock to Americans unused to a federal national police force operating inside the country. So you see, like we bring out all the time, which I'm not going to get it, I think is Ezekiel 21st chapter of that sword being sharpened, man. You see, that sword is being sharpened, and ultimately Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is allowing it to happen on the left-hand side, ultimately to bring judgment to 2/3 of you wicked-ass, hard-headed Israelites out there that's not taking heed to the prophets, that's not taking heed to the sound of the trumpet and the warning that we're out there giving you, man. So therefore, the Lord is going to send against the hypocritical nation, which is you Israelites, the rod of the Assyrian, which in this time is talking about America, Esau, Edom, Donald J. Trump, to take the spoil and to tread you down like the mire of the streets. And this is how a lot of it is going to be done through this police force that's being established here in Babylon the Great, which the excuse is getting rid of undocumented immigrants here in this country, which we all know that's just that's the reason they're selling this. But we know it's going to go a lot broader and a lot deeper than that. When we've already heard Trump saying that he wants to get rid of violent Americans who will bash you in the head with a baseball bat when you're walking down the street, or that'll push you on the train tracks when you're just walking on the subway, or these violent continual offenders here in Babylon the Great to be deported out of this country. Now, who is the face of violence and uncouthness here in America? It's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So, they're gearing up for war against you tribes, man. And while you Jake is on YouTube, you're crying about the Carnival Cruise not wanting you no more on their ships, and you're complaining about this, you're complaining about food stamps being cut, you're complaining about the quality of living, and complaining about the relationship between black women and black men and all this other bullshit that don't matter. These devils is sharpening that sword to get ready to come at you, Jakes, man. And here it is, you over here worried about all the wrong shit. All right. It says the new normal may come as a shock to Americans unused to a federal national police force operating inside the country. The mega bill Trump signed last week will elevate ICE in the American consciousness and on the American streets. You see, it says a flood of cash. ICE will have more funding in the coming years than any other federal law enforcement agency, according to Aaron Reichlin Melnick, senior fellow at Pro-Immigrant American Immigration Council. It says the new law allocates $75 billion for ICE through 2029 to order as many as 10,000 new agents and to build detention facilities for more than 100,000 additional people. See, so look, so these devils getting ready to come at you, Jakes, and we know it's going to be more than 100,000 because we've heard information in the past where there are detention centers all over Babylon, all over America, and then they got Guantanamo Bay. They got those other prisons over there in Venezuela, or in these other countries, mass deportations. And like I said, they've given them $75 billion to beef up, to do what they got to do. It says it makes ICE higher funded law enforcement agencies than the entire FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and Bureau of Prisons combined. Reichland Melnick explained after averaging that $75 billion across the next 4 years, more than doubling ICE budget in each of those years. So they're planning on arresting and detaining more than 100,000 people. And why do you think? I know here in California, bro, they got so many goddamn warehouses built here. Some of these warehouses are millions of square feet. A lot of these warehouses they're building aren't even being used. They're not even occupied. And every time I see them, I just be thinking like they're gonna use that to house these American people. You know, as this police state gets more and more beefed up, after they get more and more recruits and more agents, man, hey, it's going to be an all-out war against you tribes, man. And they're funding it and they're putting it into law. And that makes me think of Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, right? And this is an unlawful decree. They got all these immigration and DEA, and they're beefing it up ultimately to wage war against you people. To lock, like I said, to lock you up without any proof. To have this constant presence of militarized military presence on the scene. I saw that video the other day over there in MacArthur Park in LA where they had the all those cops, those law enforcement agencies on horses. They totally ran everybody out of that park. And then today I was reading an article where they're saying now traffic in LA is non-existent, man. Because why? A lot of these migrants, a lot of these so-called northern tribes, they're afraid to be out on the streets. They just don't know whether they're going to get grabbed up or deported. So the freeways and LA traffic is god awful, man. But they say now, hey, the freeways are empty. Ain't nobody really out like that. Because why? People are afraid. And that's exactly what they want. They want the people to be in fear. They want to have this constant police force, presence all around. Because what does it ultimately do? It's really controlling people's behaviors. It's really making people be more self-aware and be in check. You see? Hey, and now they got the laws in the book to where, hey, even though it's unrighteous, it's violating a lot of these people's constitutional rights. A lot of these people are getting grabbed up and disappeared without a trial. Hey, these devils don't give a fuck because, hey, like I read, they're coming down with great wrath because they know they have but a short time. All right. And these devils are getting ready to show their horns, as Apostle Gabar always has said. So it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous. What?
I'm almost done.
Okay, go finish. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And this has always been the agenda of these elites. And we've been telling you for the longest that the enemy was going to come in like a flood, that this devil, was going to always, eventually come down upon Jacob. We warned you and we warned you. And now we're at the time to where these things are done. When you're done with your work.
Can I put the TV on?
No, finish your schoolwork and then you can. Thank you. I'll be right there.
Okay.
It says, Salaki, it says, which they have prescribed. And like I said, this has always been the agenda of these elites. They've always knew they were going to come down upon Jacob and they was going to come down with great wrath to establish this NWO, man. And now they got their foot on the gas. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's what this police force is really all about, man. To take away the right, your constitutional right, your right to free speech, your right to protest. And I'm showing you too, I'm showing you another thing that all you people that are out there protesting that's coming up against the ICE, hey, you're being tracked and traced. All right, they're building a case on all of you simple-minded peons out there, and you think you're going out there and you're protesting, and just because you're able to go home safe, that they don't know who you are, where you live, what you were out there doing. Hey, they're gonna hold that shit against you in a major way, man. And let me show you this. Look at this. It says exclusive evidence of cell phone surveillance detected at anti-ICE protests. You see? So you niggas ain't going nowhere. You people out there protesting, you think because you go and you had a so-called peaceful protest that they ain't keeping tabs and they ain't and they're not, not knowing who the hell you are. Shit, you got another thing coming. You see, and this is where everything. This is the police state that they're looking for. This is the world surveillance that these devils are establishing. You see, Let me read some of this. It says mobile network anomalies consistent with cell phone surveillance were detected at a July 4th protest at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Washington state. Those anomalies, according to an independent analysis by Straight Arrow News, suggest that a device known as IMSI catcher may have been used to collect identifying information on cell phones at the protest site. ICE did not respond to requests for comment from SAN. It's not clear whether ICE or any other law enforcement agency obtained a warrant to use a IMSI catcher, commonly referred to as a stingray, to conduct surveillance. They don't need it because now they're just doing it any goddamn way, whether they're lawfully allowed to or not. You see? So when you think you're out there just peacefully protesting, look, man, they're identifying each and every one of you motherfuckers, man. And now with that, they're going to be able to deem you enemies against the New World Order. Now you're going to be on the watch list. Now you're going to be deemed to be a person of interest, man. Because why? Hey, these devils are waging war against all of you American peoples, and in order for you to be a part of their New World Order, their new digital surveillance state, you're going to have to prove that you're not an enemy of it. You're going to have to bow down and worship the image and take their mark, which is that micro C hip, when all is said and done, man. So now you're all being deemed enemies and terrorists against this administration and against the powers that be. Yeah, it says when an estimated 200 protesters gathered outside the facility on June 14th, local police officers used pepper spray to blah, 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 blah. Oh, here it goes. Federal law enforcement agencies may use IMSI catcher without a warrant only in exigent or exceptional circumstances, which is a lie. They're using that shit every time. All right. It says, according to a 2023 report by the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General, those circumstances include immediate threats to national security and situations where a person is in danger of death or serious injury. It says the Inspector General found that ICE Homeland Security Investigations Unit and the Secret Service had used the devices for surveillance without proper court authorization. The report redacted the number of instances. The Inspector General cited the reasons for not obtaining a warrant. So they don't give a shit. They're using this technology every time, man. It says an IMSI catcher is a type of cell site simulator designed to mimic a cell tower. When activated, it can force a connection with mobile phones as far as a third of a mile away, tricking them into revealing their IMSI or International Mobile Subscriber Identity. Yep. An IMSI is a unique 15-digit number tied to a cell phone SIM card that cellular networks use to identify users. Law enforcement and intelligence agencies use IMSI catchers to pinpoint the location of a specific phone or to record the presence of all phones in a designated area. So there you go. You think you're out there protesting without them knowing? They know everything. They're pinpointing your locations through your cell phones, man. And all of you that are out there, you're all being targeted. You're all being put on a notice, man. See, they're raging this war. So it says the new part of American life, with all the money and the okay to hire new agents, ICE will become even more visible. Most people in the U.S. are going to experience immigration enforcement for the first time in their lives. Which is what? Pretty much you being hemmed up, you being questioned about your status, you to be ultimately profiled, man. And like I said, now it's coming against the Spanish-speaking tribes, the northern kingdoms. Hey, but I think after, next month or September, they're going to start doing it to these Haitian immigrants that are here. And as we know, they can't tell the difference between a Haitian immigrant and a so-called Negro because we all look alike. So now, hey, that oppression and that heat is getting ready to come down on you southern tribes, man. So, hey, this devil was waging war against you, Jakes, man. It says U.S. citizens being interrogated on the streets about their citizenship, ICE agents in apartment buildings knocking down doors, National Guard troops on the streets blocking traffic at your workplace, your home, your neighborhood, your park in a very visible way, and intentionally so, he said. Making raids and action as visible as possible may be designed to scare immigrants out of the country and deter anyone who might otherwise come. And it's going to go deeper than that. Like I said, pretty soon it's going to be upon you tribes and upon a lot of even some of you Edomites out here, man. It's to what? To put that vibration of fear, out here. And that's what these devils want. And ultimately, they really want you people to rebel. They really want you to buck up and fight against it so that they can fill up all of these detention centers and get rid of the undesirables and those that are, coming up against the administration or the government. You see, this is why we constantly tell you that, hey, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. but through the pulling down of strongholds. But even us just out there, we know eventually the prophets and the men of the Lord, they're going to start running upon us pretty soon. And this is why we've been telling you, Jakes, to get this truth while you can, because, hey, pretty soon it's not going to be logical or safe for us to be out there on the highways and the byways preaching his word. It's going to be offensive. It's going to be something that the military and the powers that be are going to start running up on and, hey, doing whatever, they want to do. You see? So, hey, man, get used to this because this is where things is going. What else is in here? Yep. What does it say? Yep. What does it say, boys? Yep. And we know eventually this is gonna, they're gonna use this to, to ultimately to forward their agenda. It won't be surprised you're going to start seeing more of these ICE agents get attacked. So it's going to give them the right to pass more laws to bring in martial law, to ultimately to give these ICE agents in this new beefed up police state the green light to start firing and executing you people. That's where this is ultimately going to be headed. Because I was reading some article, like a group of like 10 or 12 Edomites that got convicted of trying to attack the ICE agents. So we know, a lot of that is orchestrated. A lot of that is being done intentionally. But the main point is that, hey, these devils is getting ready to come down with it. All right. This is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. You see? So like I said, a lot of these things have already been orchestrated. They've already been planned out by these elites to do it because they're trying to get a reaction out of the people so that they can have a solution already in place to implement their NWO, man. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And Esau's been doing this all over the world with his military for the longest. Well, now it's here on American soils, man. And like I said, a lot of these people, a lot of you American people, you're getting ready to have your houses and your property and your businesses confiscated by these by this police force eventually. And they're going to have, once they broaden the scope of these ICE agents in this police force, hey, people are going to be rounded up. Families are going to be separated. Houses and property is going to be seized, man. And you're going to be thrown in one of these detention camps, indefinitely, man. See, so what he's been doing all around the world with his military, now he's militarizing it here on American soil. And a lot of you people are about to be cooked out here, man. Especially 2/3 of you, Jake. This is Psalms 140:1. It says, deliver me, O Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. See? And that's all Esau's been gathered together for, is war. And now he's waging war on you American citizens through this cruel Lord, Donald J. Trump. All right. And Palantir and these technocrats and these modern day Chaldeans, now they're waging war on you people. It says they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips, said law. Yeah, all of these unrighteous decrees, these laws that they're passing, all of these ICE agents, their technology, their unlawful seizures, etc., etc. It says, keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me.
Dad,
Salakia.
when I was doing my...
Oh, my gosh. Adonijah, you made me stop the video, bro. Oh, no, I didn't. Salakia. All right, Salakia. I thought I almost deleted this video. But I'm almost done. It says, keep me, Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. And we can see how he's the violent man with this whole system he has set up with this police force that he's funding, man. This is the violent man, is Esau Edom, man. And we're praying continuously to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai that we're going to be preserved from this devil because he's getting ready to come down with the great wrath. All right? No more games, no more playing. These devils their time is short. And they know this. All right? It says, preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me, and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Salah. See? And there's a lot of snares and traps being set out here that they want you people to fall in, mainly by reacting to a lot of the bullshit that they're doing. Wanting you to react violently, wanting you to take it to the streets, to protest, You know, and in the midst of that, they're going to be activating their sleeper cells. They're going to be allowing so-called T attacks and explosions and different things of that nature to be done, so that they could basically, pin it on whoever they wanted to pin it on, and give them more, of a justification to lock things down, to bring in a police state, to go door to door, to grab up any person that they deem to be an extremist, or or a conspiracy theorist, or they'll come at you for particular videos and information that you may have posted or talked about, and grab you up and lock you up, man. It says, I have said unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, thou art my power. Hear the voice of my supplication, O Lord. O Yahweh, my power, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. And that's what we're hoping and praying for, that we're covered in the day of this battle and this war that is being raised on us by this damn devil Esau Edom. Because like I said, hey, our only protection and deliverance from this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Divine intervention, the Lord just covering us from, the warpath of Esau Edom. Remember years ago, man, like almost over 10 years ago, brothers did videos how they was giving FEMA and these different, like FEMA and, FEMA and, these different agencies, millions of rounds of hollow tip bullets and shit. Remember that those bullets are still there. They still have all that ammunition. They still have all that weaponry, man. They've been militarizing the police force, and now we seeing them adding $75 billion to the budget of ICE and all these other agencies. Come on, man. They're gathering for war, man. It says, grant not, O Yahweh, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked devices, lest they exalt themselves. Salah. So I get here. It says, as for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let the burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. You see, and that's why we're constantly praying that Yahweh Shai returns and to judge these devils, man. Because Esau's not going to stop, man. He's full speed ahead with this agenda. He's not going to slow it down. He's not going to renege. He's not going to all of a sudden grow a heart and a conscience, man. Hey, his intent is on getting this birthright back, and he can only get it back if he destroys Jacob, you tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and put micro C-hips in all of you and establish his new world order, his technocracy, man. Point blank, period. So you Jakes better wake the hell up and pull your head out of your asses, and you better repent and get right with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai while you still have time, man. Because this is going to happen in our lifetime. This ain't going to be some 10-year drawn out thing. These devils are coming, and they're coming now. And you've been warned, man. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.